Welcome back to Studio 701. Our next guest is here to tell us all about buying and selling homes. It's Jeff White with White House Realty, the third property brother.
Wait a second, that's me.
Hi, Jeff.
Good morning, good morning. So it looks like we're going to just get right into it. We're going to start with the market report. Now, the last 7 days of the market report that we're going over, single-family homes only in Bismarck, Mandan, Lincoln, Burleigh, and Morton counties. So again, when I say single-family homes, that's a standalone house. It does not include mobile homes. It does not include condos. It does not include twin homes. So there are currently 261 single-family homes on the market. That number's up just a little bit from last week, not much, like 3 or 4. In the last 7 days, 20 homes have got under contract, and 33 have closed with 32 new listings. Now, I've been saying, I have absorption rate on there because it's Amber's favorite stat. And ladies and gentlemen, that means if we were to have no more homes come on the market, how long would it take for them to all be gone? And that number is 3.86 months. I've been saying for a while, it's going to get under 4 months. And people have said, Jeff, I don't know, that just doesn't really work. But it does, and it's gotten under there. So that's all I got. That's it. So absorption rate, 3.86. It's a seller's market, but with interest rates as low as they are, there's truly never been a better time to buy a home.
Yeah, under 4 months, absorption rate.
Absorption
How
rate.
about that? Well, if you like to look at homes in our area, you can definitely check out local websites. I check out BismarckMandanHomes.com, I think almost daily. But you've probably also heard of some real estate search engines like one called Zillow.
Like Zillow.
Zillow is an American online real estate database company, and what it looks like, it has Zestimates for home prices. So Jeff, in my Google search, one of the first questions that actually popped up is, can you trust Zillow? So that was written in there. I've always kind of wondered, what does a real estate agent think about sites like Zillow?
Well, I told you in the break what I think about it, but a more professional way for me to go about it is to say that Zillow can be a very inaccurate website. So the Zestimate can also be very inaccurate. So when we talk about inaccuracies, for instance, Amber, there was a house just came on the market. And do you remember when you said, wow, this is at $350,000?
Yes.
And what did I say? I said the foundation is shot, and the Zestimate is $531,327. Now, that would be the value of the house if the foundation wasn't completely shot. So what's the Zillow versus a realtor, right? A realtor is going to have an intimate market knowledge and know things like, oh, hey, by the way, that house needs a new foundation. They're also going to have intimate market knowledge when it comes to neighborhood values and even pockets within that neighborhood. So let's take a neighborhood like Highland Acres in the middle of Bismarck. The pocket of Highland Acres is going to have more value than even if you go just a couple of blocks outside of Highland Acres. And even more so when I have micro neighborhood, I made that up by myself, by the way. Even if you take East Highland Acres and West Highland Acres, just a little part of the street, you're going to have more value in just that little part of the street. And that's something that like a big website like Zillow can't take into account, where a local real estate agent with some experience and knowledge is going to take those into account.
Yeah, just as a viewer, I feel like whenever the number is different than I thought it should be, and then I ask a professional such as yourself, you kind of get the airs out of your tire like, oh, this is why that estimate is off.
Right. And the next thing that I'd like to talk about is what's called an iBuyer. And this is something, not only Zillow is doing this, you have big companies like Redfin, and then even some companies throughout the state are doing it. And what an iBuyer does is they will actually allow you to input the information on your house. So for instance, Zillow. And then they would buy it at a wholesale price. It's not for everybody, and it hasn't made it to our market yet, but it probably will within the next couple of years. And so what I want people to know is that it is not for everybody. So if you are really just looking to get out of your house and you don't need full market value out of it, it works for you. But if you do, then it's definitely not going to work. And I can tell you in Bismarck and Mandan especially, people want full market value for their house. So ultimately what it comes down to is when you're looking at something like Zillow, or a third-party website. Keep in mind that Zillow owns Trulia, Hot Pads, and Street Easy. It all comes down to accuracy, so you may want to look at a website that gets their data straight from an MLS or a realtor association. And that website could be something like, I don't know, bizmanproperties.com, which happens to be my website, full disclosure, or even bismarckmanandhomes.com.
bizmanproperties.com. This has been Real Estate with Jeff. And again, make sure to go to bizmanproperties.com with all your real estate questions.